Using the Pomodoro technique with AGS success. Pomodoro is Italian for tomato, but the Pomodoro technique is a time management strategy devised by an Italian man with a tomato-shaped kitchen timer. However, whether you're using one of these or one of these, the shape of your timing device really isn't that important, but the technique itself can help you concentrate your focus, avoid distractions, and organise your workload outside of school so that the amount of time spent goes down as the quality of work goes up. Step 1 in the Pomodoro technique is just choosing an activity that you would like to complete, and you make a note of this in your revision diary. This might be a homework task that has been set by your teacher, or some revision task that you have selected yourself. What's really important here is that you spend at least half of the time on this activity actually testing your knowledge. Making mind maps, reading a revision guide, or making revision cards isn't actually any use unless you are testing your knowledge. So you might want to spend half the time making some revision cards and then the other half actually testing them. Once you've decided on your activity, you're going to set your timer for 25 minutes. And you're going to work on that activity and that activity alone for the full 25 minutes. A lot of people find it useful in this time to actually keep a distractions to-do list. What that enables you to do is anytime anything pops into your head that's going to distract you from your activity, you can write it down to deal with later. This allows you to keep focused on the task at hand until your next break. The more regularly you manage to go 25 minutes without getting distracted, the better your focus is going to be. This is a skill that will actually put you at the front of the queue throughout your working life and also helps to keep stress levels low. The best way to ignore distractions though is to physically avoid them. So spend your working time in a quiet space away from other people, pets, technology, and you're more likely to succeed. Background music should be just that. Singing and dancing along to your favourite tunes does count as a distraction. So if you do like to work with music, try and pick something that doesn't have any vocals in it or something that you're not familiar with that'll just blend into the background. Look out for a few tips and tricks from me in terms of playlists that you might like to use, which are really good for concentration whilst revising. When your timer goes off, put a big tick next to the activity in your revision diary. Well done. You've worked solidly for 25 minutes on your task. Reset your timer for a 5-minute break. During this time, you can revisit any of the items from your distractions to-do list. It's also a good idea to get up and take a brief walk during this time. Even if only to the kitchen to get a drink. Step 4, repeat the process, 25 minutes, but for a different task, even if you haven't completed the first one. This will help you to develop a little and often approach to learning, which is proven to make knowledge stick, but will also make you more aware of how long a particular task takes you and gives you a target to beat for next time. If you were doing a homework task and you need more time on it to complete it, revisit it during your next study session. Actually spacing your learning like this will also make knowledge stick. Step 5. Once you've completed 4 sets of 25 minutes, or what's known as 4 Pomodoros, and you've recorded 4 big ticks in your revision diary, that means you've worked without distractions for 2 full hours. Give yourself a big pat on the back and take a long break. In fact, a 2-hour long study session on a normal school day is probably about enough. So you may as well pack in for the night and take a well-earned, relaxing break. On non-school days, you might change this up slightly and you might do 3 sets of 4 Pomodoros across a day. You could do 4 in the morning, so that's 2 hours before lunch, another 4 in the afternoon, 2 hours before tea, and then another 4 in the evening, so that's 2 hours after tea. That would give you 6 hours worth of work, which is guaranteed to be highly focused and varied enough to stop your brain from becoming fatigued. In all reality, spending more than 6 hours in one day on revision is likely to fry your brain, so I wouldn't advise doing any more than that. So, in summary, manage your time by working in sections of 25 minutes, taking a 5-minute break in between each task. Switch subjects after each break and have a long break once you've covered 4 subjects. The main reason this strategy works is because it makes a clear separation between work time and downtime, meaning that your time spent working is much more focused. When trying out a new strategy, you are not likely to see the benefit until you have given it a really good go. My challenge to you is to spend the next week using the Pomodoro technique and recording your activities into a revision diary. You can think of this as a reverse revision plan, so that you actually record what you are doing rather than what you plan to do. Changing subjects after each Pomodoro will make sure that everything gets covered without having to spend hours colour coding a fancy revision plan that you don't end up sticking to. For each activity, make a note of the subject and how long you spend in total. This will enable you to reflect on your performance at the end of the week. Setting an average daily goal will help you to measure your performance. The recommended amount of revision at this stage is about 2 hours a day. This converts to 14 hours across the week, or 28 blocks of 25 minutes. At the end of the week, you can compare the actual number of Pomodoros you complete against your weekly goal. This will help you to make realistic adjustments for the next week. As the weeks go on, you will find it easier to hit your goal, which can then be progressively increased as you feel more comfortable. This person has gone for a goal of 1 hour per day. Period 6 can be counted as 1 Pomodoro, as can attendance to the revision room on a lunchtime. Any homework that you complete should also be counted, but should still be completed in 25-minute blocks. Note that on some days, this person has only completed 1 task, but on others, they've completed 4. Sunday was a complete day off. This technique allows you to be flexible, but ensures that any revision you do complete is high quality, with a high level of focus, and progress can be measured each week. Making note of the time you spend revising helps you and others to reflect on your performance and make adjustments. It's important to be honest in your revision diary so that you can receive the best advice and support from those around you. The Pomodoro technique has been used by hundreds of thousands of people around the world to make them more efficient and focused in their work. Give it a go, see if it works out for you.